Due by Friday, a weekly challenge podcast with Alex Cox and Merlin Mann. This week's challenge, review your year in media.
Hello, Merlin Mann. How are you?
I am fine, Alex. How are you?
I wish I sounded like that.
You did sound like that. You always sound like that.
I will say
Because you act like you're knocking down a door to have an easy podcast. I hate it. That was you.
will
That's what you
say
sound like. You will say.
my landlord, Mr. Dougie, is here. He mostly can't hear me, but I'm not going to talk about things like how I am such a deviant queer and all of the laws I break.
Okay. You're setting a tone here. Is that a tone you want to sustain?
A tone. Mostly, I'm saying
No, I'm
you're
tone matching.
probably gonna hear a phone ringing in the background again, and trigger warning for the marimba sound. Do
The
you have a
original, the OG.
favorite? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
And that's his
That is
phone
something
going
I
off?
respect about him, actually, quite a bit.
Oh, that would be okay. So wait, so he can literally hear what you're saying. And he knows you call him Dougie.
Not really. Not
Okay.
really. Yes, he does know that I.
Wait, is that his phone?
No, that was mine. That's me. I'm bad. I'm bad.
I don't understand. So you have the marimba ringtone?
No, that was a push through.
Oh no, that was I don't know the name of it, but okay, yeah.
You introduced this to me as one of the many fancy pants computer things that people are like, you didn't know about that? Because
I don't do that. What are you talking about?
Oh no, not
I'm
you.
so confused right now. What are we doing here? We're talking about phones. What? Okay. So is it okay to record?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I just briefly wanted to thank you for the push through notification setting.
Oh, the urgent thing.
Yes, it's like beep boop beep boop, and it's not on me to think, oh, I did that, but I'm not gonna hit that I did that, and I'll deal with it later, which kind of gave me some John Roderick energy. I feel like I have John Roderick energy this week, and I apologize because you shouldn't have to deal with that twice. You know.
Okay.
Imagine 2 amounts of me every week.
It's almost definitely me, Alex, but I have no idea what the fuck is happening right now. I find it kind of hard to follow sometimes. And the thing is, the funny part is I'm game. I really am. I'm game for anything. It's just sometimes I just see a room full of luggage with no handles on them. I don't know what to grab.
No, that is an opportunity to sit on the luggage and ride it. Like wheelies.
Oh, I did that once and cut my eyebrow.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I was trying to entertain my kid between flights. I rode a suitcase with my kid and I fell off and I cut my eye. Boston Airport, Logan. That's also Wolverine's name, but I don't think it's related.
You never know.
I don't ever know. Believe me. Hey, it's the time of the year where we do some kind of show, unpacking the media and talking about stuff.
I was really excited to talk about our years in media this year. Our
But
respective
then,
years. Yes, and you. What did you text me, Merlin? I'm sorry. I
don't think anybody that I do this is going to sound like a statement that doesn't make a lot of sense, and believe me, it doesn't make sense to me either. I don't think anyone I do a podcast with has ever done a podcast. I'm going to start doing this. This is going to be my new thing. I'm going to be annoying in a new way. Title. I'm gonna just start shucking and jiving too. I mean, you guys can just try to follow me.
all right, Shuck.
No. Well, and the ironical part is, hey everybody, the ironical part is I was hating this challenge because I was realizing as I prepared for this challenge how much I think this whole end of the year media thing is kind of stupid. But then it was saved by a video that you'd rather talk about. But I'll still talk about my media. I'll mostly talk about what annoys me, but I can talk about my media too. The challenge this week was to talk about your year in media. This is that time of year when everybody gets their thus and such wrapped and they're, here's who you are and here's how old your ears are and all those kinds of things we like to get, flustered about.
I don't like it. I don't know when I stopped liking
what?
it. The like rap.
I thought you were looking forward to
industrial-
talking about it.
I was until like I
Until you
kind
do
of,
it, and then it's like, God, this is so stupid. Okay, yeah, I get it. I listen to that song a lot. Yeah.
I kind of thought, well, I know that every year I do just enjoy going through like what
No,
I've read.
I'm not that cynical, but I mean the clickbait of like, you mostly listen to indie rock and your listening age is 86. You should probably post about this because it's confusing.
Okay, yeah. I did not, I think, realize how much I disliked the just onslaught of like our Wrapped industrial complex. I think I'm using it wrong because I don't know who Big Wrapped is, but years ago Spotify Wrapped was kind of fun. You're just like, oh man, I sure did enjoy. I really listened to the Say Anything album a lot this year. I don't know how I feel about that.
Say Anything
but
the soundtrack?
Sorry?
So did you say you listened to the Say Anything soundtrack a lot?
Oh, the Say Anything specific album. No, not the fantastic film, or at least 2/3 of that.
Is it an emo band?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a
okay.
sad Deborah
cool.
band.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, there's a little fun to be drawn from that. I mean, did you do your ChatGPT Wrapped?
I did not.
Because if you thought it was stupid a couple days ago, what do you read up on that?
Oh boy.
Mine's real stupid.
I just ended up taking all right, hold on.
Taking a shit.
This has been a weird, stupid thing that I've done for a very long time, especially with Goodreads, but like I would roll my own and be like, okay, what was the vibe? And not just this, but also time tracking, which
Yeah.
can be a very slippery slope because it's like, all right, what are you actually going to do with this? Like what?
No, I hear you. And they're both, it's a good point and a good question. And you don't have to have the same answer all the time. Sometimes it's just, idle curiosity, but you can also get a little crazy. So speaking of Adam Curtis, did you, have you watched Shifty yet?
I've watched the first two. I'm like up
So have you
to
seen
the
a lady
mid-1980s.
watching the camera in her apartment lobby
I don't
in
think
episode
so.
2 or 3?
Oh no,
Oh my
definitely not.
God.
If it's
Is
the
there
third.
this woman in like, I don't know if they're council flats or whatever, but she's in her apartment and there's this, as usual, now cameras and surveillance make an appearance in an Adam Curtis thing. And it's just an interview with this woman as she watches a monitor in her apartment in the 80s where they've just installed a camera where she can look at the lobby of her apartment building and she kind of can't stop watching it.
Oh man,
It's really, but it's whoever shot it originally did a real good job because you could tell how distracted she is. Talking about one likes to know what's going on, one likes to, who is that? They said no one was supposed to be in the area.
Yeah, I feel so safe now with this installed. That's not from that. I just
All right.
something a neighbor of mine
all
said
right.
recently when I.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
All right. Gosh, can you tell me what do you want to talk about the Adam Curtis?
I'll talk about both.
Interview because
if you want.
dang,
Yeah, no,
it
no.
really
But
connects.
there's no need to be weird about this. You have expressed an interest in the work of Adam Curtis. We've talked about him a lot. You can go look up Adam Curtis at this point. We've talked about him enough that we oughtn't overly repeat, except to say that he's fucking 70 years old.
I did, but I did not know
not
how
know
much
he's 70 years
previous
old.
work he did in television before he started making his
When he
own
was just a regular
documentaries.
BBC guy.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was 70. So he's a guy who I'll say what I know him from. What I know him from is a series of things that he's made mostly for BBC and iPlayer, which are TV series that consist mostly of old BBC archive footage, sometimes with voiceover, sometimes with overlay intertitle things on it. But he's done stuff like hypernormalization and oh my God, Jarvis Cocker from Pulp interviewed him on a podcast about hypernormalization. I just saw it today. But he's a very interesting guy and a very thoughtful guy. And I think, without getting too far over ahead of myself here, I think there are layers to his work with the one can appreciate. Anyhow, so I had noticed that there's this not a new to me podcast I've been listening to, which is from the same family of podcasts as the rest of is history, and it's in a podcast with Richard Osman and Marina Hyde called The Rest is Entertainment, and they had him on. It was their first guest they've had on, and I really enjoyed the interview, so I sent that to you.
What I really enjoyed about it at one point is Richard Osmond does a very long-winded question. It's not necessarily a bad question, but it's about do you think
probably not a bad question because he's one of the smartest people on earth and one of the tallest.
No,
he's the same height as Greg Davis. Did you know that? He's
no,
6'8".
but and I didn't
He's
know that
6'8".
it was he. Is he on the celebrity list now? I think
He's been on the celebrity list for years. He's on the second season of Taskmaster.
He also wrote one.
He's
of my
also one of the
favorite
biggest
books this
producers
year.
in English TV.
I knew that, but
Yeah.
I didn't know he wrote yes, the very famous Thursday Murder Club series, which is cute.
Oh yeah, he
but
has a book
also-
series that's really popular too. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Oh yeah,
one
and
of
that got
the
made into a
top-
TV show, right?
Yeah, which is no,
but
it's the
that's not
movie.
the
It would have
point.
been a
Yeah,
cool
okay,
TV show. No, the point is
As long as he got paid.
It's
He's English. He's got to get paid.
is that a rep?
No.
I'm not
I mean,
gonna
I know before we started recording, I was watching a thing where Marina, who, by the way, is my podcast girlfriend right now, she was going off about how much she hates Saturday Night Live, and Richard came at it from a very business. Well, I mean, they're English. It's a different thing, and but talking about just how much more money there is in something like SNL, and how if you're a performer on SNL, yeah, there's probably a way you'd like to make more money than you do, but you make way more money in such a way that you could do it like a 60-hour or 80-hour week over 4 days on that show. You know what I mean? You're not going to go do a tour while you're doing that. You're not going to obviously appear on Taskmaster or 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown or whatever. You know what I mean? That's your job is especially if you're a writer on that show, Jiminy Christmas. But
yes.
no, but I'm curious what you thought about it. And of course I would, I probably need another coffee. I also would love to talk about our media stuff, but you had said that interested you, I think, even more than talking about media, which pleases me because it sounds like you liked the interview. Apart from
Yeah.
Richard Osman having a really long-winded question.
Long-winded, but does that always have a negative connotation? There's a lot of wind. It goes up and down. It's great. It's more of a statement question.
Do you like it when
But
people call you long-winded?
He
Do you like it when people call something that you just happen to feel passionately about? You like when people call it a rant? You like that?
I'm indifferent to it,
Yeah.
actually.
Well, you're all fucked up.
It happens. It has
fucked up.
happened a lot. I know.
Yeah, that would annoy
but
me. if I were
Richard
you.
Osman.
It's Osman.
Richard Osman.
And if you'd watched him on Taskmaster, you know that one of his he had several very funny prize tasks. And one of them was, because people would always think that he was one of the Osmond brothers, Donny Osmond, the Mormon singing family, whose name I think you're snap to gritting.
Right?
Bar,
Yes.
bar, bar. Yeah, bat, bat, bar. What does that
Sweet
mean, Alex?
Caroline, right?
No, that's Neil Diamond. But,
Okay. Aw.
I see what you're
Proceed.
doing. Bump, bump, bump.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not doing, trying to do, but it
Yeah.
didn't.
I'm realizing I'm throwing good information after bad. They were a singing group in the style of the Jackson Five Mormon brothers, and Swallowing the Ocean. And they that was an REM joke, and so he made a shirt that has five brothers. It's the Osmond brothers, except with his face on it, and it's kind of funny.
I can't wait to talk about or ask you some questions about YouTube this year.
Oh my God! I just texted my kid. Oh fuck! I'm just gonna go ahead and send it to you now. There's no reason to save it. Tell me what you liked about the interview.
It's my favorite Adam Curtis interview. I've now decided it is officially my favorite.
You've seen more than one?
Yeah, because after I saw Hypernormalization, like how whenever I enjoy especially any documentary, I immediately seek out what that person's work and what they have said about that work. Not immediately, because as you said, I think you really need to watch Adam Curtis either really carefully or watch it multiple times, because on the surface,
especially with Shifty is one of those ones like Trauma Zone where you've got to turn everything off and just watch TV. because
Yeah.
I mean, Trauma Zone to me, I've said this 3 times before, but Trauma Zone is at the extreme end of you're going to have to read a lot of stuff on screen, and you should be paying attention to the visuals anyway. But you can't just sort of phone that in. And it's the same with Shifty, because it's changing point of view and time and stuff so fast, and you're going to miss the deftness of the edits from different cuts. And the juxtaposition of I'm sorry, I'm ranting, but in film language, when we make a cut like this, that implies that this thing happened chronologically at the same time and follows from this. But they'll be talking about, I don't know, something with the bulimia of girls who go to clubs in 1981, and then cut to something about Syria, and you wouldn't know it for a second. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You're it's so jarring, and it helps create what I think is ultimately a big part of the magic of what he's able to concoct is the juxtaposition of things that leaves you feeling unmoored about what's true and what's not and what's real and what's not. Things that that's part of what he's trying to say. And the icing on the cake to me is this thing that sounds silly to say and sounds like a cop-out, but I don't necessarily think he wants us to believe every frame of what's on screen. You can't believe what everybody's saying. You can't. And yet, there's something in the culmination of, did you get to the woman and her trans dog?
No, but I heard about that on the...
Oh, shit, that's right. They mentioned...
I'm so excited.
It is so fucking weird. There's a woman... Y'all won't watch this, so I'll just say it. Alex hasn't watched it. So there's a bit where there's this woman and her sweet dog sitting on the divan, and she's talking about the dog, and they keep intercutting to an image of the dog, just turning its head and looking at her, and she's having this, my dog and blah blah blah. But then she's recently found out that her dog is not the gender that she thought, and it's really screwed her up. And then they just keep cutting the dog, and the dog's like,
I love when there's a good animal in.
And so Shifty is his series. I think, apart from what I just said about it being something you do have to really, if you want to enjoy it, I think you really do have to watch it, I feel. But I think it's also pretty approachable as a first Adam Curtis, because
Yep, I was going to say that.
Yeah, because the pacing of it is so lively. And if you are willing to sit down and pay attention, like it's an HBO prestige show, you'll get a lot out of it, and it's very funny, but not always in a comfortable way.
The reason I haven't watched all of it is it's not available in the U.S. unless you go looking for it. Yeah, but not officially. And the last time I put something in notes that wasn't official, it got taken down on YouTube. I'm like, oh, the wrong people.
Well, I've downloaded the whole thing, and it is all I think 5 episodes or 6 are on YouTube.
Yes,
purportedly.
And the very first it's the very first scene with Margaret Thatcher. I hadn't realized the importance of that, or the context of it, rather.
How big is?
Gosh, I already forget his name. It is that very famous British presenter, kind of like a what's the Ryan Seacrest but British, and he has that weird haircut, like the long-ish
Jimmy Savile.
Yes, thank you. And he's bringing some kids into
and that expression
Thatcher's
on his
office.
Face in the doorway.
Yeah,
and
I did not know who he was.
Oh shit! So you haven't seen the Netflix show? Oh fuck!
No, and it was the second time I
and it basically it presents you exactly what it looked like probably in 1980 or 82 or whatever, which is like the Prime Minister of England is doing a collabo with the most popular man on TV, and they're helping children. But what is that? What are those expressions he's making? Mm-hmm. Oh my god! And as it turns out, he was a terrible predator. That. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Netflix thing on Jimmy Savile's really quite something. Yeah, you're right. That's a crazy way to begin it. Yeah, he also used to he's hosted. He did Jim Will Fix It, was his TV show, and he also hosted Top of the Pops a lot.
Top of the Pops.
Off your pop.
I don't know who that is. I like it already though.
You've never heard of Top of the Pops?
No, I have not.
All right. You all are hearing this, right? Okay.
I'm not as steeped in British culture
you're
as
not as steeped
I thought.
in good things.
I disagree. I'm just
You've
steeped
limited
in
your
weird
interest to a very
stuff.
small number of things in your province.
That is
You lack interest
so
in Richard
untrue.
Osman. That's true. It's actual.
That's the
Everything
least
is
true thing you've
satisfactual.
ever
Zippity
said.
doo dah. Zippity a. Wonderful feeling. Wonderful day.
As I-
Mr. Bluebird's on my shoulder.
Well, I would say that I do not
Is there
have
an
a lot of.
entree-miss?
I got that one. All right. Oh goodness.
Guess what, honey? I got cast in a Disney movie. What? Bascom, you're kidding me. That's crazy. Yeah, it's called Song of the South. It's going to be huge. I'm an uncle called Remus.
It's gonna be a
A zippity a doodah.
zippity D. Adam Curtis
Adam
and
Curtis.
this interview, talking about, at least based on the first two episodes, like I really do think if you were interested, you should start with Swifty, because I think most people, Swifty. Oh, yikes.
Swifty's the guy who used to throw Oscar parties. The bald guy who looked like the dancing Six Flags man. I think you're thinking of Swifty Lazar.
I think I'm
Shifty
thinking
is
of a
what things
Stan
get
account.
when we're not sure what's real anymore.
Yes. And at least in America and in apparently my very small cultural circle,
In your provincial
most people
town is what you're
know
struggling
provincial.
for. That's from a Disney movie.
town.
You probably haven't seen movies.
He's
Nobody makes fun of their podcast host like Gaston.
He's most known for hypernormalization, which is a phenomenal
Hyperformalization?
film. Hypernormalization,
Hair pimples for hairy fishnuts?
which is also great. But if you
That's his 2060.
only-
Bitter Lake is fucking great too. I mean, they're all good. I mean, they're all good. Hypernormalization is special. Hypernormalization is a special kind. It's like people who do coffee enemas or something. Like I need hypernormalization. Something will happen in the news, and I just need it twice a year.
But don't you think if you've only seen it once and you've kind of, I don't know, you gloss over it, kind of like
It is the thing is that you can't. It is so violent. Like those scenes at the beginning with the bodies being dragged around, like it's a lot.
Yeah.
And you don't get that. It's not quite the same with with in this case Shifty.
Yeah, and if
It's
you
basically
don't-
his thing about. If pressed, I would say it is an Adam Curtis documentary about the events and legacy of the Thatcher administration, kind of. Although it's not just that, it's about a lot more. I mean, writ large, it's about the decline of empire. It's about again, I described this to somebody, probably you, maybe somebody. I was saying it's a lot. It is like The Sopranos in the sense that Tony shows up and initially the log line for The Sopranos is a mob boss goes to a therapist. But you realize, well, yeah, but what makes this interesting is he's aware of the fact this is the end of an era. He's going to be the person like Elizabeth Regina II of England, like Tony Soprano, that sometimes people know that they are presiding over the end of something. Right? Remember how in the beginning, Tony's like, this is a different system than I grew up in. So he's going to have to be there for everything falling apart in the same way that Queen Elizabeth was there for everything falling apart, right?
this might be the first time anyone's compared Elizabeth II with Tony Soprano, and it's an apt comparison.
They both have a dear friend called Big Pussy. And Polly Walnuts, if I'm being honest.
Fewer sex scandals in The Sopranos, though. They just kind of roll with it. I don't know. I don't remember the show enough. I think I take it back. Yep.
going. You're
Don't. The not problem with hypernormalization, but if you watch it without, like, if you just go in, I want to think and feel bad about the Trump administration, it could feel like a really doomer point of view and a less interesting point of view than I think he has on basically everything. And especially as this interview shows, the sort of optimism he has for the future. And it's not like a false optimism, which I think some folks have, but
Adam Curtis.
Yeah, he talks about how we are haunted by the past, and there's because monoculture was really prevalent until the past like eight years, because that's one of the few things that
there's
connects
lots
us.
of things that contributed to that, but yeah.
But
that's a big thing through a lot of his, but especially in this one, is like this certain thread of, I don't know what the right word is, individualism. That is kind of works contra. I mean, something I think he said in this interview that I know I've heard him say anyway is like he doesn't know either. Like there's a lot of stuff where he's like, I don't know either. All I know is that something is changing and something is different, and all I can really do is point at examples of things that seem to illustrate a very strong feeling I have that things have changed. And that's why, I mean, for me, I don't know about optimism. I don't know about Trump. Hypernormalization, I agree with you. It's definitely, that's the cold plunge if you want to go straight into like the real stuff. That and can't get it out of my head. Can't get you out of my head are both good for that. But what I get from it, I don't draw comfort from this, and yet it is somehow satisfying on some level to me to know that like what's happening, and when we point and say Trump or point and say Brexit or whatever, we're talking about stuff that goes back a pretty long way. And with hypernormalization, with a lot of Trump documentaries, they show him flying around in a helicopter and like using his father's money to do things, and it's like, haha, look at Donald Trump, he's such a fraud, which he is, but that's not the point. The point is that the way that we are now and the way we're so goddamn confused about everything now is part of both deliberate and unintentional efforts over time to obfuscate the way the world works. Mm-hmm. Not that it's a cabal of people deliberately, but he keeps coming back to the Soviet Union for a reason, because that's been a fact of life in the Soviet Union since the 30s, at least. Is this sense of like, I don't really know what's real anymore, and the only way that I can cope is to develop a black sense of humor about it, because I don't have a lever that I can turn or a lever that I can throw that will help me understand why the world is the way it is. But the thing, yes, you can point at something like Trump, but you can also point at the end of empire, like what it means. Like you're like Wile E. Coyote, where you've run off the cliff and you're running in midair and you haven't looked down yet, and that's what so many people, including, say, for example, Thatcher, are doing. Thatcher was in office until I think 1990. Like, wow. the shit with the coal miners, all that stuff, the austerity stuff, that was happening in like 80, 81, 82. I mean, she was already being vilified on both sides, all sides, by people. And she still was in office for another 6 or 8 years after that. Mm-hmm. It's wild.
Yeah, for me, not knowing some of the history, but less of the context,
did you know about like that they had factories that, and admittedly, let's put what we know today aside for a second. Yes, we know coal is bad. Well, coal wasn't always bad. Coal used to be the thing that helped your country run. Mm-hmm. So yeah. If you go into like an over 5-year head-to-head against the coal mining unions, but the thing is that was a job that people had, and those empty factories that a couple years before had been real factories, like who knows what that would mean in the future. It's just that so like a person with 6 months of college could watch that and go, wow, I guess it just proves to you how bad all this stuff is for the environment. It's like, well, no, I think what this kind of shows to you is that we're always trying to use our understanding of how we believe things succeeded in the past in order to govern how we try to plan for the future. Or for that matter, just fucking hope that the future turns out okay. And what you can say is that her policies, from what I can tell, had a very direct impact on working class people in a way that is very much still having an impact on people. Just giant fucking buildings where no one has a job anymore. Mm-hmm. Because she thought that kind of austerity was what it was going to take. She came, if you watch The Crown, she just rolls in there and is like, I think we really need to change the way this whole government works.
What I keep appreciating about the Crown and the voice descriptions was like, wait, what is the context of that? Whoa. The point where they're showing the BBC and which was called White. It used to be called White City. It was the huge headquarters of the BBC.
Oh yeah.
And eventually it moved away. They moved out of that big building because people were like, oh, we don't care so much about Auntie anymore. We've got ITV. And that's like a surface level thing. But then you watch something, wow, I want to call it Swifty. My voice just wants to say that. You watch Shifty and you see not just what's going on with these people, but how people are filmed over the years. And he actually said in this interview,
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but in 1998, it felt
After
like
1998, everybody's acting like they're on TV. I've had the identical thought. And then I think it was Richard who says, well, like, what's the future going to look like if the only interviews we have are people after 1998 and they're all acting like they're trying out for traitors or something?
Yeah. Live your life like a traitor's episode. I would love that show. Oh, goodness.
Which one?
The Traitors.
Which version?
Which version?
Alan Cumming, American version?
Yes,
The one with reality stars.
No, yes, and I love
God.
I
stop doing
love
that.
the camp of the Traitors and the Americanness, and then watching
Of
it
the Alan Cumming
against
version.
yes, and then watching it the British version.
Celebrity
but
Traitors with
then
Claudia Winkleman.
Yeah, but the ones
Oh my
with
God.
normal people are my favorite.
Okay,
is
got
what
it.
I am
All right,
saying.
thank you.
And I enjoy watching the early seasons of The Traitors, where it is just normal people who are
Yeah.
playing this game, and then watching a
That's
celebrity
some high
version.
camp on that show.
But yeah, and I think it's a very
I'm obsessed
different
with
show.
Alan Carr right now, so I've been trying to make the show happen, but I have not been able to make any of the shows happen. I love Alan Cumming. I love a bunch of the people. The British one, I mean, it's up there with Last One Laughing in terms of like, holy shit, how did you get... The first person they signed for the British the Celebrity Traitors was Stephen Fry. Stephen Fry's, I want to do this show. Oh, did you already hear this? Sign me up. I want to do it, and feel free to use my name to get other people to do it, which I think is a pretty cool thing to do.
Yeah, and the way that he acts really different, at least in the first
Stephen Fry,
episode.
he's like
I've
a little
seen.
kid. He's obviously so look, it's the castle. I do like Claudia Winkleman's outfits.
like
She's got some great outfits.
I mean,
She can
it's
do a
not Alan
slouchy boot.
Cumming,
Not a fan of the
but
slouchy boot, but I like it in the context of a Scottish Highlands costume. Right? You say costume.
Costume.
Squash. Give me a squash.
Sorry.
All right.
Give me a squish.
Squash. It's not a squish.
That
Sounds like you're squeezing a sock full of cum. The squash is a hug.
Oh no! It doesn't feel. No.
You wouldn't know. You don't wear socks.
Okay.
What are you going to say? Anyway, it's good. It's a good interview.
But don't you think he has just more of a willingness to not just have a slight sense of optimism, because he has seen how things change, both for the better and the worse, but also like how there are a lot of unprecedented situations that are diverging, like how there's no footage, very little footage past 1998 that feels authentic. And the way he talks about technology is the way I wish most people would talk about technology.
Wasn't his discussion of AI like? I mean, I'll speak for myself. It's exactly how
say. Yes,
it is
what we've said over and over again.
I only say it's exactly how I feel because the way that he articulated his feelings about AI is so simply and so deftly, it made me realize that I should just steal that.
Yes.
Because he's like...
Yes.
I always remember there's a quote from the introduction, to a book that was a big part of my thesis. And it was from an introduction to a book about TV. And Todd Gitlin said something about, in order to like criticize TV, we have to discover how to talk about it without being either wowed or neutered by it. And I always really liked that phrase. And I think he's saying that here. He's like, the thing is, what do we know about AI? Like, right? It's like, we don't really know. Like, on the one hand, people are all freaked out about this stuff that doesn't really seem all that concerning. On the other hand, holy fucking shit. I mean, I'm like, that's kind of like how I feel, you know?
He said that he thinks AI is the beginning of the end of the past, which I don't know. Like, that's a lot. There's so many
I think that's a little
layers
bit of,
of that.
I think people who are deep in the technology would probably would want to like add some subtlety to that.
Yeah.
But if you look at it from the point of view of a user who goes like, oh, you know, give me K-pop demon hunters, except they're having gay sex and it's in the style of Spider-Man. Like, I can see how somebody would look at that kind of like horrific chimera and go like, yeah, see that slap? It's a slap. People make it slap out of images of the past, right? If we can recombinate images of the past, we can make something that feels fresh for 3 seconds.
I don't think he says it just saying that again, like his documentaries, face value. That's just like, yes, we're cooked, folks. It's so over. And there is something though to did my landlord fall? Nope. Okay. There's something though to being able to make something new and synthesize things in a new way that hasn't been done before, and to use what so many folks think are the drawbacks of AI in a interesting, phenomenal way. You do it, as you remind us, better than most people. But I just want to yell at people. I do rant that your OLED screen is not out to get you. It is not gonna hurt you. It's just very odd that a technology that has been around for over a decade now, with
AI?
different bells, LLMs, with different bells and whistles.
OLED screen is an analogy for saying stop being scared of your phone?
No, technology in general. I mean, I guess that
It's not the OLED
people
quality.
immediately.
Okay. Yeah. I don't get that at all. I didn't get the optimism at all. Not that I think he's pessimistic, but I did not get tones of optimism about it. I got tones of get ready for more stuff to be confusing.
I think though, okay, yeah. It almost feels
no,
like
you don't have to agree. That's just I just don't. I mean, I'm not saying that
I'm
he's
just thinking about
I think what he's doing. One thing that he does over and over is, if you're smarter than the average bear and you're the kind of person who likes to figure out what's happening and guess ahead about how this is going to end up, he will frequently, in ways it's difficult to anticipate, will really upset your idea of how you think this should go. Like, usually you watch a typical Donald Trump documentary, Unfit or whatever. You watch some Donald Trump documentary and you're like, oh man, I got a feeling there's going to be lots more stuff about how Donald Trump's a bad guy who sucks and who, all the things, right? And with this, it's hard to know. Like, he'll have a double turns out. Like the guy who has the conspiracy theory about how everything's connected with the Freemasons, and then he's got epilepsy. Have you gotten to that guy?
No,
I don't think you've watched the show, Alex.
No, I have only seen the first episode and a half.
Because you're worried it'll go away.
What? No, I'm saying I'm not. That's why I'm not going to link to it. It's because that's how I just found it.
If you link to it, it would go away.
No, that's. If you link to something on YouTube and it's. Haven't you ever had this happen? That's not supposed to be there. It is
it's absolutely a non sequitur with what the original question was. Because I'd ask you how many of these you watched, and then we ended up talking about whether you should link to things on YouTube.
No. The reason I haven't watched all of it was just that first I could only find the first episode on YouTube, and
they're all
now
the
rest
the same user
aren't.
has them all on the same account.
Yeah, and I couldn't find it. I'm a dingling. I was looking in the iPlayer channel. So that is why I don't watch it. I shouldn't have to justify why I haven't watched all.
Oh no, you shouldn't. You shouldn't have to do any of that. But you also shouldn't say things that just don't make any sense.
Like,
anyways, hey, you know what's great is Adam Curtis, and I thought it was a good interview. And other things, there's others of him. He was on Chapo Trap House one time, and I've been trying to find, because like now I'm like, you mentioned you always do this or often do this, and I don't, but I want to learn more about how this whole archive thing works. I want to learn more about, like, we're still having a difficult time. I'm having a difficult time feeling like you understand what I'm talking about when I talk about where did they find that shot. And then you keep saying, well, he's got good producers and they pay them and they're talented and that's what documentary. And like, the more you say that, the more I want to say, yes, I understand that. And then what I want to say is, yes, but this is obviously completely serendipitous. This is just a liminal, if you like, a liminal space. This is B-roll of some liminal space that somehow fits into the story. I want to find out how that happens. Because I'm guessing there must be something where, like, people who just do this all day must just write down, oh my gosh, crazy thing, R2D2, like, watch on this one part, there's this crazy thing that happens. Maybe Adam would like that. Like, I don't fucking know. It's crazy. It's like the opposite of Ken Burns.
At the very beginning, he does touch on how much imagination goes into producing this, which is something I think a lot of documentarians are. No, I know a lot of documentarians are always hesitant to talk about that because
Sounds like they're making it up.
Well, it also is why I left journalism school, because there is kind of this still, we project sort of not necessarily both sidesism, but, you've got to disconnect the idea of Margaret Thatcher and some miners finding a dead body and how, that's that is a big leap, and that's a really imaginative leap, and it just kind of breaks your brain after a while in a good way, because it's almost like his films aren't saying as much as they are showing how he feels, and I might be projecting my own sense of optimism because I think that it is. I don't know. I think it's optimistic to be able to be vulnerable publicly and in your work, and that interview felt really vulnerable.
Oh, yeah,
because
okay, I get
he
that.
kept saying,
Yeah.
"It was like I don't know," and I am
And you're also touching
almost
on a
excited
theme.
to see
You're
how
touching
this
on a theme
goes.
that he keeps coming back to, especially in this one. And I think he says as much. He says it in this interview, is talking about, whatever you want to call individualism, but also that sense of self and how we feel. And I felt, I've watched this interview once, but I feel like I heard him kind of making the case for, like, well, at this point, we all understand the head and the heart, right? But at this point, like, you're never going to get anywhere near somebody's apparatus for changing their mind until you can get to making them feel better or feel different. Like, you've got that, like the primacy in Western culture today is how each individual person feels. And he wasn't saying it like you're all snowflakes, although I think you could probably include some of that. It was a much broader thing of like, no, all of us, like all of us. And like it all starts. And I agree with that probably too much. When I talk about that idea of people quickly becoming very emotional at a very shallow but extreme depth. You know what I mean? Like I have extremely strong feelings about an endless number of things and don't do anything about any of them except yell at other people. That shallowness of the pool. And I think he's neat. I think people should watch him. I think he's cool. I can't believe he's 70.
That's okay. That's another optimistic thing I projected onto him, that this is a man with
Once
a
you watch
lot
it,
of
I think it's going to change your
experience.
mind.
It's I'd only
Once
listen
you've seen
to
one of the episodes, I think it'll change your mind. They're hard to find. They're on YouTube, some of them. I don't know if they'll stay up. Try the iPlayer channel.
Not the documentary itself. Him. Not the story and the emotions that went into, especially hypernormalization, but that a man who has his formative years anchored in such a specific time, but is so willing to say, I don't know, but here is how
Yeah.
I feel how it might go, and also willing to be wrong, but not, I don't know. It never feels like a knee-jerk reaction, and I find it really refreshing.
I think I know what you mean, and I think I agree in that sense of like there is a certain kind of more polemical, may not seem more polemical, but his, on the face of it, his documentaries seem very polemical. But there are other kinds of ones that where like there really is a point, a big point that somebody wants to make. Donald Trump is corrupt and he lies. Exxon spilled all this oil. Like there's like a big point somebody wants to make, and everything amplifies that like a 5-paragraph essay. And I don't think that's what he's. If there's something that he's trying to say, if there's something where he's trying to elicit a specific response from people in terms of action, I don't get that at all. I do very much get like he is very masterful in using imagery and sound to create a constellation of complicated emotions about dissatisfaction with how the world works.
The way he can also, I'm understanding now too why the archive stuff is extra fascinating to you, and I too am really curious about the process of finding those serendipitous moments that
don't do anything sometimes they don't do anything explicitly. They don't have anything explicitly to do with anything else. You don't know if it's even from the same year. Like I say, it's just an image of a building. And then as you look at it, a still, like a tripod still image of a building. And as you look at it, you realize it's actually a reflection of the building from which the camera is being shot. And it's just a long shot of that. Like, I don't know how he finds long shots of almost nothing happening that somehow amplify what happened on both sides of that image. That does not come out of doing a Getty Images search for liminal building.
Right. And I still think...
Find man taking sign down from his barber shop before he goes inside to smoke a pipe and talk about the world. Like, how the fuck did he find that? Like...
Okay, he does sort of address this, but not enough, I think, about the imagination.
Well, I'll sleep okay.
I
just admire him, is all.
Yeah, and I wonder, his cool team, I wonder how, there's, maybe he is doing an Ozymandias, I don't know, and watching all of this constantly,
I learned a
but
term
I think
for that
you
this
need
week.
to, what?
I learned a term for that this week.
What is it?
And the thing is, it took me a long time to realize it was a term that I learned this week because I had namespace pollution with this. Okay, so like famously, for example, in that not very good show, The Studio, that everybody likes, when you go and who's the girl who's shooting the scene with the Warner, that director, Sarah Polley, and you got that area and you go, oh yeah, Marty Scorsese called me over to his Video Village. It's like where all the screens are, and come on over here to the Video Village. I've never heard the phrase Video Village used to refer to a bunch of Ozymandias screens. And if I have, I discarded it because why? Because I used to live in a place where our local video store was called Video Village. And because I've been to college, I called it Video Village.
I kind of think your brain might make connections similarly to the way someone like Adam Curtis makes connections.
They used to call it poetry.
Interesting.
In less dignified times, we called it poetry.
He has some of the most poetic documentaries, and there is a cadence and rhythm to all of it. And when I get like, oh, he must have a really good team, it's also like the way he talks about showing the imagination and emotion. Like someone needs to find a shot of something and feel something about it like that, and just know, okay, I don't know really what this makes me feel, but this is a shot that's been forgotten to time, and at one point meant something to
And, like,
somebody.
none of us,
and
none of
said
us, the guy
something
standing in
about
front of a
it.
tank in Tiananmen Square. This is all stuff
Yeah.
you've never, ever, ever seen.
Yep.
Like Margaret
Yeah.
Thatcher with her ubiquitous handbag, pocketbook, whatever. More than one occasion, she's not. I want to say micromanaging, but she's seemingly involved in seemingly minute details of like which silver salver to bring out for a dinner, and stuff like that. Which really, I mean, to me, that really amplifies
That felt
the groove.
Yeah.
For what they're and one also, but if you watch The Crown, like she wants to unpack Dennis's suitcase. She likes to iron her own clothes. Like she's a detail oriented person. She's the daughter of an alderman and a shopkeeper, who was also a minister. And but yeah, and it's weird though, because one thing that's so neat and so novel, and maybe admittedly so what's the word I'm looking for? Stimulating and fresh about his stuff is that lack of a like. I'm overstating this, but a lot of times you're watching a documentary. It's like, okay, which man murdered this woman? 6 episodes. And like, that's the thing. And it's like, oh yeah, it's cool. Oh yeah. And that guy drove a boat and like, okay. And oh, this guy owed him money. And oh, and like, but it doesn't really change the incontrovertible fact that some ladies got killed. And like, that's the show and that's fine. It's just that I as much as I feel the propulsiveness of him building towards something in these, it's difficult to know exactly what it is that he's building toward. And one of the things, for example, with hypernormalization, like his use of that little tune, I don't know the name of the song, but there's that song that he uses over and over in Hypernormal.
Yeah.
At the opening with the black and white footage. Mm-hmm. It's got like an octagon on it, like that's got that, Marceline
Yes.
kind of sound on it. He'll do stuff like that, but the way. And so I'm sorry, I swear to God, this is not a test or a riddle, but have you gotten up to the one where Blue Monday plays while a horse gallops in a field?
No.
Holy fucking shit, it's so crazy. There'll just be dum 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 dum. It's not, I'm sorry, it's not Blue Monday, it's Temptation, my favorite New Order song. And then they cut, it's a horse just galloping in a field. And then they cut to Bernard Summers singing the song. It's just, but then that cuts to this other thing, and then it's Manchester, and it's like, I love it so much. And then like also just like you can tell he loves music. There's several songs, and I think he actually thanks the band, and several Mekon's songs that get used, maybe most prominently as the title of an episode called "I Love a Millionaire." But that song will get in your head. I love a mill. Bacon Ray opened for the Mekons in 1994. One of the great English bands.
But in
At the
Sarah
Cow House in Tallahassee.
Tampa, there we go. Why
Yep,
did I
yep.
think Tampa? That's cool.
Tampa.
Tampa, Tallahassee. Close.
Damp.
The
You said damp.
Mau Mau.
Mau Mau.
Pop.
Pawpaw. Peepaw.
Peepa.
Peepaw's,
What is-
Peepum's nasty gum.
What is it that she
What?
says Diana says in The Crown, and it's
Cool.
so funny where she
Cold. No, I'm sorry. I'm just filling air. What? What'd she say?
when she is repeating words with I don't remember his name. The guy who died with her, his father, gross
Oh,
billionaire.
I know exactly what you're talking about at the horse race.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Dodie.
thank you.
That's such a beautiful scene.
Yes,
I
lots
love
of.
that scene so much. And I finally ran out of The Crown. I finally run completely out of The Crown. I went all the way back around. I'm out of The Crown. And I went back to, and my family and I, like, we watched up through whatever that is, the big one and the one after. So probably S6E4 or 5. So like there's the event in Paris, right? Mm-hmm. Remember that season begins with a guy walking his dog, and you're like, what? And we find out
The
like
dog won't go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
It's just,
Alonzi. And he calls the cops. But oh my God, when they get to the William shit, it's for the third time. I just bounced. I couldn't even finish the episode. First of all, the wigs are terrible in that episode. The first one where William goes to school and he's mourning his mother. Jesus, that show drops off. But you're talking about where Dodi Al-Fayed, I'm pronouncing it wrong, but sorry. But Dodi is trying, Muhammad Al Fayed is trying to work his way into society and diddly dee, and he's given all this money, and he wants to buy the abdicated King Edward's castle. It turns out it's full of secret letters. Like he's just doing anything he can to get into it. And spoiler alert, at least in the show, and by the way, you know that guy's a piece of shit in real life, right?
Yup.
Like they really barely even hint at I had no idea what a total piece of shit that guy is. But the character in the TV show, he handles the death of Dodi and Diana so much better than the royal family. Oh my God. He's such a class act. He's like, we will mourn together. Yeah, so he wants to sit next to the Queen. He thought he was given enough money to sit next to Elizabeth Regina, but instead he's stuck next to the black sheep of the family, which is Diana. And they have the cutest conversation together. But like her face, I look at Madeline all the time. I'm like, look, that was it. That was the face right there. She just did Diana more than Diana in that way that she can like look down a little bit. It's that like coquettish, shy, but like I don't want your attention, but I absolutely do want your attention, Diana thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, beyond that the simplicity too of the interaction
Dodi.
reminded me
You must call me Mumu.
Feeling that I, at least as an American child, felt like, oh, this is a woman who could sit down next to you and make you feel comfortable and seen, which is
and also, in fairness, like I'll pump her up. Like I'll temporarily allow myself to be part of the cult of this. I hated it all at the time. I was in an indie rock band. Why do I want to hear about royalty dying in a car crash? She's not even an HRH anymore. A line that appears in 3 different things about Princess Diana. Philip reminding everyone she's not even an HRH anymore. But Diana, want to take you. What was I going to say about Diana and Dodi? The scene when she really didn't want to go to New York, and she's feeling really like, oh God, I really don't want to go to New York. I don't want to go on this trip. And that's the trip where like everybody fucking loves her. And I want to remind people.
Same with 7-year-olds who had seen that footage and were like, oh.
But I want to remind people that this was a thing that actually did happen. I mean, the stuff with her like walking out into landmines, that's real. Like she did that. But the thing where like she just spontaneously like hugged a kid with AIDS, I don't know if y'all can appreciate what that meant at the time in 2 really significant ways. Like I want you to really sit with both of those. One of those is a black kid who's basically born with AIDS, and nobody will adopt him because, as the doctor says, because of the stigma of the disease, the doctor says to Lady Diana, Princess Diana.
Well, she's not HRH.
She's not HRH. Gosh. Squash, squish, cum sock. And then she just leans in and gives this kid a big hug. Gasp. Because it's like, you know what? Like, janitors and doctors didn't do that. People didn't just go hug people with AIDS. Mm-hmm. I mean, sorry, sorry y'all have this idea of history that's just full of stuff that never bothered you. It was super fucked up. And like, Ryan White, like the whole thing with Elton John and him. And like, there was something like really sweet and gentle about these superstar people going like, maybe nobody else will hug you, but Princess Diana will. And what does that tell the world? Why is Princess Diana the only one who's going out of her way to hug a black kid in Harlem? And it really, you know what? You give her, let's say 80%, let's call that a publicity stunt. Although I doubt that, but even still, it made a difference. It really made a difference. And it's why Aberfan, I think that's how it's pronounced. Aberfan is my favorite episode of this show. My second favorite or third favorite is probably, the one with the coal mining, the coal disaster in Wales. The one where Charles gets sent to Wales and has to learn how to speak Welsh is another one of my favorites. But there's a theme that runs through this, and I'm getting back to Adam Curtis here. There's a theme that runs through The Crown that really goes back to the first season. So like you remember at Aberfan, it wasn't Robin, but whoever the other guy is, oh, I know this, I can do this. Oh, I want to do this because I'll be so proud if I get this right. Oh, no. Charles, can't get it. Anyway, her guy comes in and goes, and by the way, I prepared a statement that we could put out. And the Queen says, well, why would we do that? Like, she's on HRH. No, no, we're her job. You really get this in The Queen, the movie The Queen, and to a lesser extent in The Crown. But you do get this. Hey, look, she's in a tough position. She's the regent. She's the monarch. She represents the crown. Her job is to not be bothered by anything and to always keep doing things the same way no matter what. That is her, as they say there, that's her remit, is to do that. And so Prince Philip says, no fucking way are you putting a flag over Buckingham Palace, up or down, because that's not, and I think this gets lost on people. Everybody's like, why isn't the flag at half-mast? And Philip's thinking, you fucking dinglings, there's not even a flag there, because that's not a flag of the Britain. That is a flag of, there's a flag that means when this flag is up, you are in front of the building in which the Queen is residing. That's what that flag means. It doesn't mean rule Britannia, except that it does. So Prince Philip's like, well, how, you people were so fucking stupid. We can't put the flag up because we're at Balmoral in Scotland. We're hundreds of miles away. How could we have a flag at half-mast at Buckingham Palace? Because first of all, that flag, you see what I'm saying, though? If you look at it from their point of view, it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? That doesn't even make any sense. Mm-hmm. Right? It doesn't. And yet, what they didn't get was the galaxy brain part of this of like, do you have any idea how much it would mean to the people of this country if you, like, your subjects, do you have any idea how much it would mean to your subjects if you closed ranks with them about this and said, you know what, Diana was a pain in the ass, but she meant a lot to a lot of people and we all loved her and we're very sorry to see her go. Can you just fucking do that? Can you at least get on a train or get on a private plane and go to Wales? It's Wales you're going to. It is expected that you will show emotion. They told her, like, you're expected to show emotion. That's your job. So she's got to fight with those things. But it's a theme that goes back to the first or second season of The Crown. This is not the first time that she has refused to go out and, like, as you say, make herself vulnerable and, like, go and comfort people because she's at war with that. She's got to, like, balance those two things. But that to me brings us straight back to Adam Curtis, which is like this, again, the collapse of empire. If you're Wile E. Coyote running in the air, it doesn't matter how old your crown is and whether God wanted you to be King Wiley. Like, the fact is, as soon as you look down, you're going to fall. There is no empire anymore. And you can invade the Falklands or reinvade, or, you know, you can send Andrew down to the Falklands as many times as you want. But, like, that's not going to slake the thirst for empire that has not been effective since the early part of the 20th century. And how do we deal with that? We need to keep acting like this is an empire. We need to keep acting like this is a democracy. We need to keep acting like there are things happening in the world that can be made sense of to understand the future and the past. And I think what Adam Curtis is suggesting to us, and this is why I don't find much optimism, I think what he's saying is strap in because, you know, talk to anybody who lived through the years of Stalin, like what it was like. There's a reason there's such a black sense of humor for people who lived in Russia and the Soviet Union for hundreds of years. Anyways, I think that's what I get out of it is if I get a comfort from it, I'm generating it internally by going like, there is some shameful community to be found in thinking I'm not the only one that thinks this is all very, very difficult to understand. Sorry. And also finance. That's the other part that runs through everything. The way, the way that, like, the governments who should know better have given way too much power to banks over the years. And that comes through in, wouldn't you say, everything he does?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
remember in hypernormalization where they're trying to sell bonds for the city of New York and nobody wants to bid on them?
Yeah.
So it's so surprisingly tense. It's such a weird way to open a documentary, and it's so fucking tense. But okay, here's another example for you. Patti Smith. Do you come out of that hating Patti Smith and thinking that she's some poser?
Oh, God. No.
I don't.
No.
But she also comes off as honestly kind of a dingling. Mm-hmm. I mean, I love Patti Smith, but they're interviewing her. Wow. I mean, I would peg this to no later than 77. I mean, I think it's after Horses, but not much. And she's wandering around the city, and she's looking over there. Look at these guys over there. And she comes off as kind of a flighty, dingling from that time when you
Merlin,
could rent.
Say who is Patti Smith, Merlin?
What do you mean?
People don't know who Patti Smith is.
Patti Smith is a singer, poet, and she is associated. She's part of that Rat King of people associated with early punk rock in New York, where no two bands were anything like each other. But she tends to be, I don't say lumped in, but she's lauded as being part of the CBGB group alongside, in particular, the Ramones, Blondie, Television, Suicide, and Talking Heads. I think I already said Blondie. But especially, or like early, like the Ramones, or like Johnny Thunder, like the early days of the early punk rock, and she's a poet, and she's a very interesting person.
And and really far more layered than she is.
But do you see what I'm saying? Though, like you oh, look, it's Patti Smith. Everybody loves Patti Smith, and Patti Smith's one of those people that in my community is like a god. Where it's like even people who don't know who Patti, it's like Tom Waits. Where even people don't know who Tom Waits is, respect Tom Waits because they know they better. That's how Patti Smith is in my community, and for good reason. Horses. She also changed one line in Because of the Night by Bruce Springsteen. She changed one line in the song for her version of it, and Bruce gave her a songwriting credit on it.
Oh.
She changed actually one word. She only changed one word.
What was the word?
Originally, if you listen to Bruce's original one, you go back and listen to Passaic 78, you can hear him going, because the night belongs to lovers, because tonight belongs to love, I think, something like that.
Oh.
And she changed it because the night belongs to love, because the night belongs to us, something like that.
Oh, that's sweet.
It's got a great bridge on it. Do you know the song?
Yes, but
Go down, a vicious circle. You know that song? We'll listen to it on the break. You ever listen to Passaic 78? Passaic 78? You ever listen to 78 Passaic? You ever listen to that? You know the song Candy's Room? You know the song Candy's Room? Passaic 78? 78 Passaic?
Nope. Where CBGB's
CBGB.
and CBDB.
CBGB.
All of this dig dug challenge. Well, I don't know. After
Can I make another coffee? It sounds like we're going to be here for a while.
Oh no! I mean,
no.
I don't have that much to say about.
Okay, that was not. Remember how I need a word that's not performative. That was not passive aggressive.
I said yes.
I just
yes. Go for it.
You said yes. You said yes. You said yes. You're regular fucking Leo Bloom.
Yes.
Bialystok Bloom.
Get that coffee.
Bialystok Bloom. You ever seen the movie The Producers? Bialystok Bloom. Oh, I'm hysterical. I'm wet,
so
and I'm still hysterical.
Oh, I fell on my keys.
That man, get yourself a coffee.
Get. Okay, this is gonna be pretty quick. I'm not gonna pause. Is that all right?
Of course.
Oh, by the way, you can relax. It looks like my payment for Zoom has been processed according to Gmail.
Oh, well.
Oh, dude! I went off for like a fucking hour last night on Rec Diffs about Gemini and Gmail. Oh my god. I talked about computers on Rec Diffs for like an hour.
Not just feelings, but computers.
It's John's feelings show. It's just something I have to do every
true.
other. It's just something I do every other Tuesday for money.
just the.
He's turned me out.
Hear about the computers.
He's turned me out. He's my daddy. John Syracuse is your daddy. Be right back.
Ew. Oh. John Syracuse seems like a wonderful, wonderful dad. You know what? I feel like I can definitively say John Syracuse is a wonderful dad. However, there is what I can only describe as an emotional jump scare in a recent Reconcilable Differences, where John Syracuse is talking about caring for his daughter's plants after she has left for college. And his story about that did not go the way I expected. I'm gonna plug Reconcilable Differences,
very
hosted
racist
by John
very
Syracuse
racist.
and John Syracuse.
You said Reconcilable Differences again.
Yes. Did I say Rec Diffs? I'm going to again recommend the episode.
You did you did the Chinese
Nesters.
elision of the L again.
God, the I don't think it's called that, but it's basically an Empty Nesters episode because the different perspectives Merlin and John have about parenting just fascinate me every time they talk about it.
Oh gosh, I can't wait to listen back and hear how this started.
Yeah,
have you noticed that we're different about that? Have you noticed that I'm different from my other friends named John about parenting? I don't know if you've ever noticed this.
Only a little bit. Oh, a little bit.
The bonus we recorded last night is visiting colleges. So he voir dired me about he caused me to talk about my child a little.
Oh,
I'll send it to you if you want. It's a very funny
Yes.
episode. Very funny episode.
yes, please.
Also, you'll remember, I believe it's the title of one of the episodes of this program, due by Friday, Weekly Challenge podcast. A nadir for now. Remember I said Gemini in Gmail, a nadir for now? Tain't gotten better.
Huh.
Unbelievably stupid. Have you been using Gemini in Gmail? Different now. Let's just be
Nope.
clear. Oh, fuck me gently. Hey, everybody. How's it going, Alex? We're back for hour 2.
Yes,
Yes.
I have not. Yes, I have not been using Gemini in Gmail. Almost all of Google's AI products, other than like the uncut Gemini, I don't find useful.
Uncut
and
Gemini's
I find
pretty
mostly
good.
annoying.
Yes. Pretty good.
I agree.
Yep. I thought it wasn't 5.2 supposed to be out yesterday.
I don't know.
I heard,
I don't have
because
it.
you know that Code Red they pulled on Private Pile with the soap, with the with the bars of soap and whatnot. Private Pile, get the fuck off of my obstacle. Code Red. I'm Sam Altman. I keep doing interviews for some reason. Hey
Oh,
Sam,
boy, he does.
super wishing you would do fewer interviews or develop a personality that is appealing to people. It's like he and Mark Zuckerberg are doing some kind of like Seven Seal playing chess on the beach, except they're both death. You know Max von Sydow's in that movie?
No comment.
Max von Sydow has always looked 70. Did you know that?
Huh.
That's Max von Sydow. So you know the scene I'm talking about in Bergman's Seventh Seal, the famous scene of the guy playing chess on the beach, the medieval knight.
Yeah, but you're right. He always has.
Yeah, well, because they age him up for everything. So he's
Oh.
aged up for that. At the time, he was like 30. They aged him up for The Exorcist, where he looks like he's in his 80s. Then they didn't need to age him up in so you remember he was the second Three-Eyed Raven? There was a Three-Eyed Raven
not
in the
know that.
tree briefly in that one season, and then from then on, it's Max von Sydow for a season or two. The one that, you know, when not the titular Three-Eyed, well, not the Three-Eyed Raven of his dreams title.
Oh.
Remember he's chasing
Wait, I
him
can't
around?
wait.
He's chasing him around. Remember thinking, how's Bram out shooting a bow? I don't want to be ableist, but isn't he supposed to be getting Hodor around? And then he sees a raven with 3 eyes, and you think, ain't that a kick in the head? You think, what is that? What's the deal with that? And you discover that the real Three-Eyed Raven is the guy who will become Max von Sydow. Spoiler alert, he's got 2 eyes, and he's part of the roots of a tree. You ever warg? You ever warged, Alex? You ever warg into Charlie? You can see what it's like
So
to knock
weird.
things down.
I don't like it. I don't like.
You never warged? You know what warging is, right? Did
I mean, that's.
you ever watch Game of Thrones, Alex?
Yeah. I'm aware that he jumps into other people's bodies.
Gareth from The Office, he's also a warg in Game of Thrones. Did you know that?
Gareth.
Did you ever watch The British Office?
No.
We put my stapler in a jelly. That guy.
Yeah.
He was
but
also
I
on
don't-
Detectorist. Mackenzie Crook. He was in Pirates of the Caribbean. Did you know that?
No.
He's a
no,
warg.
I don't know where.
He's a warg, like
I'm
Bran.
not
He's a
familiar
warg.
with all the
He's a
wargs.
warg. He's a warg.
Yes.
He's a warg, Jerry.
A warg. A
You know what a
warg.
warg is?
A warg. A
Warg. Well, how the fuck do
a
you
brain
imagine that
body
Bran?
jumper.
Okay, listen. If you like your Stark family dog, you can keep it. That's what Obama said. If you got a dog that's still alive,
I thought you didn't make dog jokes or dog.
there are no good dog
puns.
puns. Hello,
okay.
hello. Is your first time dining at CGI dog puns?
No.
Wait a minute. I got one more. I got a lemon grab reference. You really smell like dog puns? You really smell like dog
No.
puns. Remember that episode? It's the one. It's called Too Young. It's the episode of Adventure Time called Too Young. Remember the thing rolls down and says, "You really smell like dog buns," and then he gets mad
I do not have
because
the
I am royal and you are
brain.
servile.
I do not have Adam Curtis brain where it's
7 years dungeon,
like,
no trials. That he plays Marty in that Back to the Future cartoon. You like? He's
and
problematic.
he plays a lot of he plays Christopher Lloyd and
He's Christopher
Marty
Lloyd
in
also?
that. Yes. Oh yeah.
Because he's always wanting to take him
most
somewhere, and
of
he's drinking. Always drinking in his spaceship.
those. Yeah. Have
It's
you
kind
seen
of
that?
like that hamburger milkshake show. It's kind of always the same show. It's just it's a little
it's
different
not.
sometimes.
Have
BoJack's
you, have
good.
you
I like
seen
BoJack.
recently? Do you?
No, I won't
have
watch
you
it.
Ever
I won't
met
watch it.
Space
I like.
Beth?
You know what's funny is I like Back to the Future 2 and 3. Is what's weird. They made them at the same time. It's got Mary Steenburgen. She's married to that guy from Creepshow. Did you ever see Ted Danson in Creepshow? He was very young.
No.
Stephen King's
You
in
ever
it
met
too.
Space Beth?
Stephen King gets Parapimples Fairy Vision. Stephen King also gets moss growing on him in Creepshow. It's a movie.
Oh. Do you know Cronenberg Worlds?
I know a little bit of Cronenberg, not a lot.
Okay.
I know a little bit. I know of Cronenberg more than I know Cronenberg. Did he do shit? What's the Sam Neill movie with Isabelle Huppert? Was that Cronenberg? Who did that?
I don't know, but it's not in the universe where they say Parmesan. So
Parmesan.
I'm unfamiliar.
Parmesan.
Sometimes
Parmesan.
behaves so strangely.
Parmesan.
Sometimes
Oh
behaves
man,
so
we listened to it in the car on the way to Thanksgiving. Oh fuck! I also found something, Alex. I don't have anyone to tell this to, and there's no use putting anything on the internet anymore. There's a linchpin thing from my televisual past that I've never been able to put my hand to that I finally found this week. I'm so excited.
So wait, separate from the Video Village realization, or like
Absolutely,
another after show? Wait, what is it? Merlin finds connection. That was in a televisual. What did you say? It was
terrific.
good. I know. Finds connection between your televisual past. Did you say? Well, also when you were talking about the three-eyed raven of his dreams,
Oh, that's good. Oh, you're writing it. I see. You're helping me. You're gonna diary that.
Yeah, except I wrote then three-eyed Asian of his dreams. So my mind
That's for the singer from Weezer. It's not a disability. It's a pleasure ability. You are three-eyed Asian girl who live in tree
boy.
roots in Westeros.
Merlin,
Hello.
how did you revisit your media this week? Your year in media.
I've been interested in Oliver Sacks for a long time. I read his Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat book, of course, everybody did. And I just became very interested in him. And I've become more and more interested in him over the years. It doesn't matter, but he's done these like specials and these series, right? And there's one I just haven't been able to find for the longest time. Long story short, have you ever heard of Google Williams syndrome?
No.
I couldn't remember what this was called. Okay, so there's a thing that little kids can have when they're born called Williams syndrome. And it's basically, it's an episode of a TV show he did, and it's almost primarily about kids with Williams syndrome, and especially this one little girl with Williams syndrome. And I've wanted to watch it again because I remember it being so sweet and interesting, and just loving how Oliver Sacks is. I just like watching him interact with people because he's weird, right? Like
Yeah, but I've never
like every 5
seen
years or
him
so you'd
on
find out a
a
new
show.
oh shit, really? Every 5
Like
years
an
or so a new
episode
thing would
of,
come out about Oliver Sacks where he's like, "Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Also I don't know what numbers are, and my eyes work backwards, and I can't think in words." And like, Jesus fuck, how does he do it? He's like got all these things. Plus he was like a BDSM biker guy in the 60s, hot as fuck. And he Williams syndrome with this little girl. This is so obscure. If one of you remembers this, I'll be amazed. But we were on You Look Nice Today one time. We were talking about something. I think maybe Scott or me said something. Oh, Adam, it seems like you really just need to go and spend some time with Oliver Sacks and like really get looked at, something like that. Mm-hmm. And I still remember saying, Adam is fascinated with the cuttlefish. I don't know if anybody would ever remember me saying Adam is fascinated with the cuttlefish. There's a scene where he takes this kid with Williams syndrome to the aquarium to look at stuff and is trying to get the kid interested in things. Kids with Williams syndrome, like in a different age, would have been treated very, very badly. But they're super smart and sharp and extremely social. And while they're not natural musicians, they have a natural affinity for music. So a lot of these kids can like play a song, even though they're not, unless you're trained. Even untrained people in Williamston can like pick out songs they just heard on a piano, and they're fascinating, and they're just really sweet and good natured, And I think the title of the episode, what's the title of the episode? It's something like, I think it's called "Don't Be Scared, Dr. Sachs" or something like that. And it's just this. I'll find it. It was on the YouTube. I just want to share that. It means a lot to me. I think his interest and sympathy for people who are not easy to understand is, especially for the time, is really amazing. You know what I mean? I mean, anybody can act cool now and be like, "Oh, I'm all woke and I like everybody," but it didn't used to be considered that cool to spend a lot of scientific resources or even intellectual resources, academic resources, on these broken people that he found so absolutely fascinating and human. And I think he's neat. He's not a perfect person by any means. He'd be the first person to tell you, but I think Oliver Sacks was neat. Can I find this episode and send it to you?
Yes.
I think they're neat.
The
I don't know. I still don't know what episode that's from. Is it Salt and Pepper Shakers? What is it? What is it that Marge thinks is neat?
a potato, but it's
I just think they're neat.
yeah. Oh. Whenever I think it's overused, it's still funny to me again.
What?
How did the meme but
Meme.
how did we get on Oliver Sacks?
Sometimes
and
behave so strangely.
Nita?
I don't know. Do, 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 do. Did you get that image I sent you?
I'm sure I will in a moment.
Look at your text, please, and please.
I know.
Please share
there's
with.
nothing there. Come on, buddy.
Alex, come on.
Internet. Come. What do you mean? Come.
Okay, never mind.
Come on,
You're
what?
making this
Biscuit?
really. You're turning this into a different kind of bit, and it's not fun.
No, it's not. It hasn't loaded yet. Here we go.
Says it
Thank
was
you.
delivered at. Oh, it's just delivered now.
All right.
Look at that.
This
This is from my YouTube Wrapped, and this is just the one that I wanted to share with. This is the kind of fact you learn when you look at your YouTube Wrapped, and this is an image, of course, in the what they call a story format, which is the "I'll never have a house" format. Please say what my YouTube Wrapped says.
Top 0.3% of viewers. You watched 410.
Did you want to mention
of
what
their
show it is,
videos.
Alex?
All right, at the top, after the story format, Taskmaster. Top 0.3% of viewers. You watched 410 of their videos this year. That's dedication.
Okay, now I'll try. I'm in the top 0.3% of people who look at the Taskmaster channel on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Billy was telling me what's his big one? Not Ben Barnes. Who's the musical guy? Oh, Jeremy Jordan? No. What's his name? Fuck. Was that his name? Jeremy Jordan? Who's the guy?
Nope, no idea.
Oh, but he's like, the stuff I listen to is so uncool. I end up being pretty high up. Oh, here we go. Who is this? This is for, his number one. He's in the top 3% for Clarice in the Clouds. I don't know that one. What's the other one?
Huh.
But anyway, it's weird. We could talk about our media stuff. I think some of it's very interesting. The funniest one I think was my my ChatGPT Wrapped. Have you done this?
I haven't even
Let me find the incantation for you. Here you go. Just say so. Go to the ChatGPT app, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just to ensure same results. If you would, please. I'll do it as well. Because it could be a new thread. Give me my ChatGPT 2025 Wrapped. Because I rap. I bomb atomically. Socrates' philosophies and biographies can't.
Alrighty.
Explosion when
oh
my
boy.
bands hits.
It's giving me emojis again. Oh my goodness gracious.
You need a new strategy.
Yeah, it's called using Claude and Gemini. It's not Google. With apologies to the Google community and Anthropic. I'm
Are you going to take some time
holding
to
myself
reflect?
accountable and going to reflect how Claude was. I
don't
also
know.
said at one point that Sydney was Google. Everything is not Google.
Sydney is Well, it was Edward's former valet, who then worked for Mumu.
Yes. And
Another one of my favorite episodes. I have lots of favorite episodes. You've seen that one, right? Where he hired Sydney.
If
my
I after like 10 minutes, I was like, all right, I just need to turn off knowing who this man is. And when you do that, it is a really interesting
And again,
examination of class and status in the world.
It's an examination of a lot of things. Because remember how that episode, if our memory serves, that episode or one like it is where we learn about Mumu growing up poor and an outsider in Egypt.
Yep.
Trying to sell Coca-Colas.
Yeah, and how it that's the one that ends
fueled
with
his anger at the man.
Yeah, he was.
No, I mean he became rich as fuckity fuck, but he's from very modest roots, and it's kind of like that Larry Ellison thing, or that for that matter that Donald Trump Jr. thing, or any of those things, where it's like I mean that Ellison Paramount thing would not be going anywhere if it wasn't for his rich daddy. And it becomes very clear as we get further into season 6 of The Crown, which I know is not history, but like it becomes clearer and clearer that like Dodi is being heavily stage managed by Mumu. And in fact, I think they do sort of imply, I think they probably walk right up to the edge of libel law anyway. They walk right up to the edge of like, it's basically Mumu's fault that Diana died.
Oh, I have not gotten that far.
No, because, okay, so do you remember when they're in Monaco and they're doing all the setup of like, God, they can't get in and get a moment to themselves, and they're going to put on a very implausible baseball cap and go walk around in Monaco, and then nobody will notice who they are. But of course they do notice. They chase them. They hide out in a jewelry store, and Diana sees, he's saying, is there anything here you want? And there's this one called Say Yes to Me, this ring, and he convinces himself it's what Diana really wants. Do you know this story? Because this part of the story is all true. There's a part of the story that I'm pretty positive is not known, but that the Crown makes speculation about. And I'm basically preemptively saying, no matter what I say about this, I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. But I think what happened was, because in the Crown, it is text that Dodi bought that ring, very costly, beautiful giant ring, and presented it to her at his apartment in Paris that night before they got in the car, and she said no.
Ooh.
But I think the speculation, if I understand it, the speculation about the unknown is it is not known for sure if he ever formally proposed to her, I want to say. I feel stupid because I don't really know.
I feel like
but basically, Mumu's pressure on Dodi to get the ring and to like propose to her. He's like basically saying, I'm going to cut you off if you don't marry this girl.
Was that whole yacht situation true, where he made his
girlfriend
son
stay on a different yacht?
Yeah, and
Yes, I think it's true. And then she sued him, and she had grounds to sue him.
Yeah,
because
I mean,
he was being manipulated. His terrible father, who's very cool with Sydney anyway, and because she basically quit her job. They cover it pretty quickly in The Crown, but she was his girl. Muhammad Al Fayed's girlfriend, whose name escapes me, was an American actress, beautiful American actress, and basically they were engaged. Not basically, they were engaged. Mm-hmm. She quit her job and was like, "Oh, I'm going to go be married to this rich guy. I'm basically going to be married to the son of a rich guy." Whatever he did Chariots of Fire. So that's a feather in his cap. But, and so she sued him. She's like, "Hey, I quit my fucking job, and you like put me on the little boat."
Wait.
I imagine it being like the little boat in, oh God, what's the wonderful Dr. Seuss that we used to, Green Eggs and Ham. Like,
Don't put me on.
I will not eat them on a boat. Did you ever see the story I wrote about that?
No,
I did an extended
so.
universe parody of that section of Green Eggs and Ham, and from the first person perspective of the captain of the ship. And I'd love to find it and read it for you.
Okay.
Keep talking now. Oh, tell me. You want to tell me more about your year in review?
Oh yeah. It speaking of not everything is Google. Very quickly, I realized how much Google has been pushing their media products as an incentive to just join the whole ecosystem, the way, we talk about Apple as this walled garden and how hard it is to use anything outside of Apple and blah blah. And that's true to some extent, but this year it's like, wow, Google really wants to put you in that box where YouTube Music and podcasts and all of that together.
I think I understand, but can you clarify that they're trying to like basically sort of oh God, what was the bad word in the 70s in real estate? Steer you. They're trying to like steer you into their islands of adventure as far as like entertainment. Like, hey, wouldn't you like to do like YouTube Music, YouTube TV, that kind of thing?
Yes, but are really pairing it with almost the, I guess, I don't know, it feels like a worse version of the Apple services idea of, okay, we're going to put this very much into how you use the whole alphabet, or most of the consumer end of the alphabet products, where even Gmail, one time I got a little pop-up of like, hey, would you like, I don't think this is here anymore, but like, would you like to connect your vibes while you answer email? I'm like,
yeah, connect your vibes.
No, thank you. And I hate that word. And a little part of my brain is like, oh man, yeah, all of my wrapped things I saw, which I did not plan on this. I did not know that they were all coming out at once. And I did not know how pervasive this was. But there was a little part of my brain as I'm like flipping through the YouTube ones and then YouTube Music ones and the Apple Music and Spotify. And none of it makes sense because I've used different services at different times.
Yeah.
And I often watch YouTube videos just in my RSS feed because just my YouTube recommendations are trash and I get served up crappy stuff because I don't have a consistent watch pattern of any type. So there's a little part of me like, man, it would be really cool if this was just all together and I had all of that data. But then going to, like, I was trying to find a way to export all of this in any sort of readable format other than a screenshot. And there isn't.
I had to wait for YouTube to make a what are they called? Millennial-sized video, a story fun video, a fun-sized video of it. Like, I don't get a list. I can't go through it. I can't scrub. I've got to just like sit and wait and experience it in portrait mode.
It is.
That's kind of what you're talking about, right? Like, I can't take this to go in the way that I want.
It's, yeah. I mean, you can. There's only so much data, or rather, there's only so much I can do with the certain amount of data I actively aggregate each year about my behavior, or rather, the selective parts of my behavior. And I just think it is much more interesting to see the various books I've read over the year at the different points like which part of the year I've read them.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
that
but
was
basically
the
what you
one
want,
thing
I mean,
liked.
what everybody wants, I think, is a kind of relational database where all I want to do, like for almost everything in my life, I eventually want it to be on a timeline in one way or another. So what I'd love to be able to do, though, is for that to be what I consider in my head, at least in the 90s, I would call a relational database. I'm just going to throw a fuck ton of data at this and then make the equivalent of like pivot tables. Like, I want to be able to associate this with that. I want to be able to filter this by that. I want to be able to minimize this by and not that. Like, and then I want you to be able to display it in like a million different ways. And that's 5 steps away from what we're describing. But the fact that that is 5 steps away from what we're describing lets you feel how much this really is little islands of adventure that you've got to just go visit and leave.
And
you're not going to draw a lot of interesting data that's usable for other things, and that's not why they do it.
Yeah, like my my top channels, Hard Fork, which is that the Kevin Roos and Casey Newton podcast.
Yeah, big fan of Soft Spoon.
Big boo.
Yeah, that's a good
Alexander.
Sorry about that.
It was kind of cute.
Disrespect.
It's fine.
That's fine. What does it mean?
it's isn't that's when you fork your
Do not
software.
answer this with a question. I ask you a question. What does
That's
hard fork
when
mean?
you fork your software and your code to a different
branch.
is. I'm not going to ask you if that's right because I'm fairly confident that's right.
Branch?
I will
What is branch,
recommend
Alex? How thick is wall?
how. Not going to make
You're
all your
excited
eggs belong
about
to bus.
data.
No, I'm less excited about it because
You're
I
less
didn't get
excited
any
about data.
meaningful. Yeah, I did not get any meaningful data from what
I don't think they're trying to
was
give you data, Alex.
presented. No, I know, and I expected.
I think you're mad that
don't
your
know,
French fries didn't
some-
come with the Toyota Camry.
No,
No.
that would be cool, but
Yeah, if it didn't do that.
no, I would like.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want some?
An 80s car.
It in the past it was easy, sorry, not easy, but easier to extract the amount of like not
Have you
not
tried
just listening
using
time.
third-party apps?
Pardon? What? No.
Have you tried using
no,
third-party apps like a person, like Stats.fm or anything?
not
Any
that one,
Scrobblers
but
or anything? Okay. All right.
Yes, I
'Cause
have.
that would be a step.
I have
is,
used those.
Is like rather than saying like this movie poster won't sleep with me, like are you trying to find ways that you could get into the data if you wanted to?
Yes, and I have not heard of Stats.fm, and you can do this with Apple Music, which made
I
me
have
again
that just
go,
for Spotify.
huh,
I don't know if it's for other things, but I use it just for Spotify. Oh, but it's cool.
bummer.
If you like that
Well,
stuff.
the Spotify Wrapped actually did. It was, I think, the most interesting, but not
106.
useful for me because I've only been using it for like 2 months. And Stats.fm is cool. Oh boy, and
But it's
it
really
does,
informative though to look at your where's my historical for all time. This is my top of how long 6 months lifetime. Yeah, number one is try. Here, I'll send it to you. Oh god damn it! Don't try to hijack my screen grab. Cha.
Who's trying to hijack? What is this?
Well, it happens all the time. Or apps think, "Oh, are you gonna go yell at us or something?"
The
You know?
share. Yeah.
Let's see. Try by Michael Penn is number one. Wait, this can't be right. Well, it seems like it'd be more than this. I think this is undercounting heavily. Because because let me go find my other one. My Born Slippy before was far and away my big one. Mexican Wine number 2, baby. How about that?
Oh wow! Of all time?
Are you looking at that list? Yeah, this is
not
this
come
according to
through.
Stats.fm. This is my top lifetime tracks. Although I think this sounds a little short. but-
Oh wow! Born
Slippy.
2
Black boy,
churches
dirty little
songs.
angel boy. That's because you got to listen to them together.
Merlin, did you know
This
that?
single in time can't give it no credit. That's me singing "Headache" by Frank Black, but kind of doing it like in the style of Ween.
This wrinkle in time can't give it no credit.
Did you know, Merlin, that Omega Man, the song that one of your favorite songs or most listened to songs by the Police, the album that's on, it looks like a clock. But
I'm so tired of
really-
the Omega Man.
But really,
Yeah.
it's their faces.
It's caricatures.
That's those guys. That's
It's also
where they
got
are.
it's also got that song. Every little thing she does is magic.
Um,
Did you ever
Oh,
listen?
what's that?
Did you ever listen to that Strong Songs episode?
No, I don't
God,
think
it's
so.
might be my favorite podcast episode of all time.
Oh, really? Okay, strong
Headache.
songs.
I talk about it all the time. Cruel to Be Kind. Oh yeah, Lion Eyes. 2024.
Cruel
was
to
a-
Be Kind is a very good one.
Carlene Carter. Be my girlfriend. I'll have to tell Marina Hyde. She's going to be heartbroken.
Oh boy,
Isn't she fun? Don't you love
I-
Marina Hyde's energy? Isn't she fun? She's a columnist for The Guardian, and she's really new to broadcasting, and she's broadcasting alongside Richard Osman, who is very, like, buttoned up and organized. And I don't know if you've watched more than one episode of the show, but she comes in, she's like, "Hello and welcome to The Rest is Entertainment. I'm Marina Hyde." And you can tell it's like every time it's like her first time, and she's hoping Richard won't hate her.
Well, this is
She's so
this is the
charming
other
and
thing.
funny and fast, and she knows about a lot of things. She's really cool. I really like her. I'd kiss her.
I've watched none of them, but I've listened to quite a few, and
cool.
That's why.
I mean, there's a lot of it silly. I mean, they're trying to make a whole ass podcast. They're doing the thing everybody's trying to do, which is try to make more podcasts out of a podcast. So the question and answer ones are a little woolly. And sometimes it is a little, I mean, I get it's Richard, I understand, and people love their outlines, but like, it is a little rigid sometimes, but I think they're both really smart. And I think Richard Osman is like, you get how he's like kind of a big shot in his way. Mm-hmm, he's very circumspect about what he says. You know what's really good? I'll tell you. I don't know. I know one thing about this guy. It's not Noel Fielding. It's Noel. Is it Noel Redding? Who's Mr. Blobby? Who was Mr. Blobby on? Noel Redding. Okay, so Noel Redding.
Mr. Blobby.
You know what? Your response to that and saying Mr. Blobby that way is all I needed to hear to stop talking, because there's no way anything I say is about to make any sense.
Definitely.
Their episode on Noel Redding and the documentary about Noel Redding in New Zealand is good. You should watch it. I'm sorry. You don't need. Is it Noel Redding's the guy in Jimi Hendrix? Who am I thinking of? Noel's Hideaway. Is that what it was
There's
called?
just two.
No,
Noel Redding doesn't look like he's Mr.
hang
Blobby.
on. Well, no, they all sound the same. I mean, they all have names. Mr. Blobby was originally on Noel's House Party.
Yeah, it's really hard to find the
Noel's
name.
House Party is the guy's name is Noel Edmonds, I guess. Anyway, if you watch if you watch the Richard and Marina episode about that, it's really good. Because he's still he knows, huh? Mr. Blobby,
Mr. Blobby.
You don't know? Do you not know anything about Mr. Blobby?
Nothing. Never seen this.
There's nothing like seeing how traumatized Jack Whitehall is by Mr. Blobby.
Mr.
And Joanne, like, so did you watch the? So you've seen some Taskmaster, yes?
Yes. More than most Americans.
Okay, have you seen the one with Nate the Great from Ted Lasso? Have you seen his season where he's dressed up like he's in The Damned? Looks like a vampire.
Couple.
And the Irish woman?
Good
that Irish woman, Joanna, the hilarious Irish woman. I'm a basic bitch. You know her?
Yes.
Oh gosh, she's so funny. There's the outtakes for that season are so good. She's like, oh, I love Mr. Blobby. It's like, well, they're talking about like, what kind of money would you pay to be with Mr. Blobby? It's really funny. Mr. Blobby's a very funny character, and he scares the shit out of Jack Whitehall.
He looks like a wonderful being.
Can I make another connection?
Please.
It's a Trash Theory video, that YouTube channel I like, about unlikely number one hits of the 90s in the UK. Mr. Blobby had a number one hit in the 90s. Look at the hero art. The hero art for that episode is Mr. Blobby. Do Trash Theory. Isn't he upsetting?
I'm seeing it. The 10 most bizarre UK number ones.
When it's got stuff like, remember the Gregorian chant song with the beat, like that song, and like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That guy's great.
Oh my God. This is, I love that this guy
Alex.
looks.
Let me get the bell ready. You ready? Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Hey, is there a Mrs. Blobby? Whatever. Wasn't as good as I expect. Ooh.
Oh, that was such a bad belt. Ooh. Oh, no, I fixed you. There we go. Oh, they're more discordant now.
No, truck. Police on my back. I used to read Green Eggs and Ham. It was one of my, the parlance in our house, it's one of my books. As in, like, that was a book that I would read to the little kid. I mean, it was mostly a bit, but, we each had books that we liked or excelled at. And I really liked reading Green Eggs and Ham. And I read it every night for a really long time until I felt like I started seeing stories inside of the story. So if you look at those images I sent you, that's from when Sam I Am basically drives the train off of the thing and it lands in the boat. Can you see that?
Yes. Oh, yes.
And you don't really get it exactly here. At first, he's smiling, and then you see the fox that was in a box, and he's smiling at the captain of the boat. And eventually, the captain of the boat has this look in his eyes, like he's been in Nam, like this 1,000-yard stare.
Oh.
And so I wrote a very long piece on Kung Fu Grip called "Sentencing Review: Deposition of the Captain." As I said in my on-site debrief, and again in my testimony under oath, my memories of the accident are intense fragmented, and still very difficult to understand. I am by trade a sailor and a captain of a small yellow steamboat I've owned for 5 years. Anyway, it goes on and on.
Do you have a link to
But even in the channel's cold waters and newly stricken with the permanent nerve damage that has frozen my face in a ghastly and stupefied stare, how I could feel my blood begin to boil. My boat, my beautiful yellow boat. What had he done to her? All because of this Sam I am and his goddamn plate of green eggs and ham. Your Honor, I am not a bitter man. I mind my business and wish no one ill. I just pilot my small yellow boat and try to do Christian work at land and sea. But God help me, I hope this Sam thing pays dearly for his carelessness. The Pyrrhic victory of cajoling one heavily closeted, Clifton Webb-like cryptozoological beast into sampling his discolored breakfast came at a dear cost to me and to all those whose lives were ruined that morning. I'll find other yellow boats and other channels in which to ply my trade, but I will never be the same man. Your Honor, at the risk of repeating myself in slightly different words, I do not like that Sam I am. And no, Your Honor, I most assuredly do not like his God-forsaken green eggs and ham. No, sir, I do not like them at all. And I do not like that Sam I am. Oh, that's not the show.
Yeah, I think that's the show.
Oh, no, that can't be in. That's not funny.